Hey everybody, it's Norris with the Norris Group. We are here in our new studio setup, and things are going to be changing a little bit over the next couple weeks. We look forward to rolling that out slowly. But hey, how are you feeling about Zillow, and did you hear about the Department of Justice and the FTC? That and much more as we cover the biggest headlines in real estate. Well, it's official. We are launching I Survive Real Estate. This week, Bruce and I are on the radio show talking about who's on the panel and why we chose them to be there. Everything from technology disruption to the economy and builders. We are covering it all with one of our biggest panels ever, some of our favorites, with a lot of last-minute additions. We are completely sold out. We will work on the live stream. And if you're looking to attend, make sure to call us to be put on a waiting list, or call or contact your local real estate investment club. They may be looking to fill seats, but we are completely sold out thanks to awesome support by all our awesome sponsors. That and checking on the radio show and podcast will cover all that and much more. The National Association of Realtors reported pending home sales increased 0.9% last month after showing signs of a decrease in the month prior. Redfin's latest housing demand index decreased month over month in June by 0.7%. The National Association of Home Builders 55 plus housing market index showed increased confidence in this segment in the market. It increased to 67. 157,000 jobs were created in July, short of expectation, as is the income growth, especially since we're now back down to a 3.9% unemployment rate, which is a 20-year low, so it's a little weird to not have increases in income along with that ride, but we'll see what happens over the next couple months. Freddie Mac reported 30-year rates are now at 4.6% for a 30-year, and 15-year rates stand at 4.08%. Time Magazine's Money broke down how much you have to make to afford the American dream, or the average home, in each state. It assumes 10% down and a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage at 4.8%, and also included things like property taxes using state-by-state data from the Tax Foundation. And the buyers would only be able to spend about 30% of their salary towards a housing payment. So that's good. This is somewhat conservative. Come to find out, 19 states still made the list where you could actually afford to buy into the American dream. Well, California didn't exactly make the list, with a median income of $66,637 and the median house at $549,000. Well, as you can imagine, you got to make closer to $123,000 to afford a home in California. No surprise there. MarketWatch says only one generation of Americans have fully recovered from the housing crash, and that's my generation, Generation X. Generation X was hit especially hard during the Great Recession from 2007 to 2010. The median net worth of Gen Xers fell nearly half, according to Pew Research Center's report, and with declining home equity accounting for much of that drop, well, yikes, we had a lot of ground to make up. Now in our late 30s and 40s, we are nearly at our peak income and spending power. So since 2010, the median net worth of Generation X households has risen 115%. Net worth of the typical Gen X household has surpassed what it was in 2007. We're now at $84,000 compared to around $63,000 right before the crash. Realtor.com asked its readers to tell them some of their best tips when it came to buying, selling, and renovating. Well, and here are some of their best ideas. Advertise your open house as more of a party. Forget the cookies and the water. Fire up that grill and serve sliders and pour lemonade and iced tea. Good thing they probably didn't mention alcohol. I'm sure there's extra risk associated with that, but this is a way more homey way to sell the house, and it feels way less like a sales pitch. And the added bonus is that you're showing off the backyard and the lifestyle and hanging out, so it's a good thing. Number two, don't add on to a home that's in a neighborhood with predominantly smaller homes. You're going to be the oddball out. It's going to be more expensive and hard to find comps. That goes for real estate investors as well. That's a really hard one to pass off, especially in a market like we're in now. Bad idea. Now for a tip for you parents out there, yards are so important. Make sure the sight lines are good. Trim those trees and bushes. You know, make sure that the parents can watch their kids weeding the hill when they get in trouble. There you go. Competition is so fierce in the market right now. Some may be looking at the market and be tired of putting in offers they don't win on properties, and real estate investors are looking at the same thing, and something that we will be covering on our September 8th event, Cashing In on Boom. It's all about creating value in a market where it's really hard to find it. So there are pros and cons to each way. You can try to find something and compete on the market that way, or you can create it. But here's some pros and cons. The pros, the custom approach. You can get what you want. That's always really fun. And there are no surprises. You know exactly what you're going to get because you're picking it. And then there are no renovations because everything's brand new, which is awesome. A smarter home, you can install the latest technology and energy efficient upgrades, and actually a lot of new home builders are installing them from the get-go, including everything from smart locks to, Alexa on the wall, you name it. Warranties. Most home builders offer warranties, so if anything does go wrong, you're covered at least for the first several years, so that's always good. The cons include time frame. You're talking sometimes 6 to 12 months compared to if you bought something off market. You might be able to move in as little as 30 to 60 days, which is always great. You're going to miss out probably on established neighborhoods, schools, and shopping. It might be a newer neighborhood, so little less established neighborhoods also mean, maturing trees. You're not going to have big, lush trees, which are always awesome. Not going to get a deal. Sellers could be motivated if it's existing inventory, where builders, in this market, probably not going to get a deal. And then, of course, less stress, less to decide, less for you to pick. It's just easier to buy something on the market. You know exactly what you're going to get. You move in, building a new home, and they always get you. They upgrade, everything costs money. It can be stressful. So we are still getting emails about people freaking out about the market. With the housing inventory shortage this summer was supposed to be the most competitive housing market in recorded history. And we're getting lots of phone calls over the last couple months, especially along the coast. People are getting a little nervous because sales has really dipped and prices have come down a little bit. And it's hard to know have prices really come down or people were just getting a little too big for their britches when it came to listing price to begin with. You were pushing that price up, hoping you'd get it, and maybe you weren't hoping, you needed to get it, which is always very dangerous, especially in higher things over a certain amount where FHA isn't going to cover it and you really have to have a buyer to come in and put a lot more money down. Little scary. What is interesting is that the shortages is equally affecting those selling as it is the buyers. When somebody sells and they're looking to move in the same market, they have to find inventory, so it's sort of clogging up the system a little bit. Other major factors include housing prices are soaring, the affordability is getting a little bit more difficult, so a slowdown is uncomfortable. Now remember, we experienced something very similar to this in 2013. 2 months does not make a trend, so let's hang on a little bit. You're going to want to tune in to the radio shows for the next few weeks as we approach I Survive Real Estate. We're going to be interviewing a ton of people, including next weekend. You'll hear from Christopher Thornburg, one of our all-time favorite radio guests and people on I Survive Real Estate, talking about what he thinks about the micro and macro market and if he's expecting a downturn. So make sure to start tuning into the radio show because we are going to be covering the economy a lot. Inman News ran a great story this week stating that it was the final week, July 31st, was the final date for comments and input on the FTCs and the Department of Justice's look into competition in the real estate space. The National Association of Realtors, the California Association of Realtors, Upstream, Zillow were duking it out via public comment, complaining about each other's practices, and it's complicated. To be honest, both of them have very good arguments, ranging from, cars got their zip forms locked up, the professional association, you don't get access to those, and they're blocking Zillow from having those because Zillow is creating its own platform. It's just a mess. And then you've got data. Realtors are entering in their data, and there's all these data partnerships going on and off, and Zillow needs that data, but people don't like that they're putting their data in, and then Zillow is basically pushing them to their own realtors or selling ads against data that they put in, including all the pictures. So it's frustrating. So lots to think about. It's going to be really interesting to watch this play out. So I'm interested to see what you think. Are you strictly on the NAR side? Are you strictly on the technology side? I absolutely loved a radio interview that I watched, not a radio interview, an interview with Brad Inman and Gary Keller, talking about Gary Keller is going to spend $1 billion on technology. If you haven't seen it from Inman Connect, it's almost worth the entire subscription to Inman News, in my opinion. I think it's really important for people to see how the industry is changing and how much money is going to go into technology. Next 2 weeks from now, I interview offers.com. If you haven't seen predictive analytics and some ideas on how technology is going to evolve outside of Zillow. So this is not a Zillow technology, and where realtors and investors can participate using advanced technology to find deals. It's going to be really interesting, and I think it's going to happen a lot faster than some people think. So definitely, again, tune into the radio show, but I would love to hear what you have to think. Are you on the side of Zillow, the National Association of Realtors, and CAR? Let me know what you think. If you're on YouTube, please leave a comment below and don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a beat. If you're on Facebook, please don't forget to not only like the Norris Group page, but don't forget to add us to your See First list and with notifications on. Leave your comments below the video. And if we missed something, share the story on our comment sections on either YouTube or Facebook, and we'll make sure to include it on our blog at thenorrisgroup.com/blog. Only a few events left this summer and leading into the fall. August 7th, we're going to be doing Stay Put or Cash Out at LA RIA. September 8th, Cashing In on a Boom. This is going to be an all-day event that we're doing in Fullerton, bringing in different partners, and we'll start emailing out what those are as we finish the chapters. But we're going to be covering accessory dwelling units, building new inventory, mobile homes, a lot about how to create value in a market like this where it's just hard to find it. More on that on our website. September 13th, we'll be back up in Northern California for the last time for the year at SJREI, so if you're in the San Jose market, we'd love to see you. September 21st, the market update at Chino Real Estate Professionals, and September 28th, I Survive Real Estate. So as we lead up to I Survive Real Estate, make sure to tune into the radio show. It's not just about the live event. We're building up a lot of great content that you're not going to want to miss, and you can check out lots more information and even ways to donate on isurviverealestate.com. Even if you're not attending live, if you like the content, 100% of everything we raise goes directly to Make-A-Wish. We're paying for the event entirely, so if you'd like to support us and you like our content, it would be awesome. For more information on hard money loans, including fix and flip, buy and hold, and new construction in both California and Florida, check out thenorrisgroup.com. Yes, we are starting to build more in Florida and doing loans to do so. So if you're looking to maybe 1031 exchange out of California, we can help you. For more information on passive investing with trust deeds, check out tngtrustdeeds.com. Technically, it's not just trust deeds now. We're doing mortgages since we're in Florida, so find out more there. With that, have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next week.